you go 100 miles an hour. You've been in successful startups and Twitter and Spotify, global organizations. It must sometimes become difficult. I was just curious about what you do if you want some downtime. Do you go for a run, have a drink, do mindfulness, do meditation? What's your go-to way to bring back the balance if you need to?
Well, I was watching rugby there the other day about how well toned and developed all their aspects of their health, our mental health and physical health, and comparing the first time I remember going to Lansdowne Road to see the Irish rugby team, who I remember one guy taking a cigarette at break time, and they were not the bastions of health at that stage. No. And I almost see my journey like that. I started out as an entrepreneur doing all the wrong things. I'll sleep when I die, and I was still smoking a bit. I took up smoking again when I started. I was drinking too much. I was traveling too much. I was being away from home, my family. I was not really taking time to just sit by myself and my feelings. But over time, I must admit, gradually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, I start gaining back from sleeping well, cutting back on the wrong foods, and not drinking as much, spending more time with my kids, and then going a little bit further and getting into mindfulness, which has, many different aspects, learning how to breathe. I know it sounds strange to the point now where I am that insufferable git who talks about their sea swimming in the morning. Like this morning, storms are out, but I found the right place to go when the storm's out. I can go for a bit of a dip, and that extreme trauma of the cold, I definitely know it's doing something to me, make me more resilient. So over time, the most important parts have been things like reading with a great discipline, being with my family at the right moments in the morning. So my wife and myself go down and have to swim together. Mindfulness has taken a form of like just rapid breaks in between. So different context switching, 5 breaths, things like that. But most of all, I think what it's about really is human connection, friends, when you're with colleagues, asking about them and paying attention. So I think mindfulness is just a different way of saying I'm much more curious, questioning. And also I've realized the virtue of exposing myself to just enough trauma, fear, indecision every day to get my brain acquainted with that feeling and to say, it's okay. And the quickest sign of burnout, like I quickly cycle out of it and try and take a day or two to get myself back. So it's really being a gradual incremental, like physical fitness, running 1 mile a day, and then before you know it, you're doing marathons.
Yeah, and there seems to be a high level of awareness there, and that's where it all starts. So it's great.
But it didn't come that way. I would say to anybody who's listening to me going, that smug git, like it took me a long time. And I was very resistant. Like, again, like I used to do 2 red eyes in a row. I'd go from West Coast US, East Coast, back to Ireland without even getting into a hotel room. And I used to brag about that. And that was the first to go. So I have a long journey to where I am today, and it's a battle every day sometimes to keep the health routine.